So you're right that it's totally an old again a confluence of many different ideas where part of it is like the evolutionary biological thing, and then also applying it to geopolitics today, which that's the big thing I'm seeing now is like anytime anyone's like, hey, maybe we should like, ceasefire, like, hey, maybe we should try to like work this out. Now the new thing is like, well, we have to have a war. We have to have a war. The fucking Velcro microwaves, come on, we gotta have a war. But now but my from my perspective, my kind of like humanist thing is like, and this is what I say to the people who are like pro psychopath too, where it's like, hey, empathy's a bad thing. These are actually the more evolved people or whatever. No, empathy is good. Empathy is how you have cooperation, society, how people get along for a greater good. Like you have to have empathy for that, and and so extrapolating from that, like what would be great about humanity is that despite our fucking biological evolutionary history to find a better way than conflict, and overcome that, like, in a very fucking Star Trek way. That's the fucking ticket right there, guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fine line between accepting what you think is supposed to be the baseline of humanity and reaching beyond that. It's like I'm sure there was
Mm.
a time where most human-like things were like cannibals and like, and then you're like, oh wait, we probably shouldn't eat each other.
Oh man,
And then we evolved.
when I stab people in the gut, it kind of makes my gut hurt.
I mean, I guess that wasn't a thing for a lot of people though.
Yeah, well,
It's still,
yeah.
it's not. I mean, I've never been in a fight. I can't imagine punching somebody in the face as hard as I can
Mm.
because I've not been pushed to that point, but just as a, like my general operations, I just can't. That's just not the kind of person that I am. So I'm very much with you on that. Like the idea of like stabbing somebody like, in the stomach. Yeah, that probably hurt my stomach too.
Like I've gotten angry to where I've had like angry thoughts, but the moment that like anything in me is like I'm going to do something, I I biologically kind of shut down, And like I'm sure there are fucking alpha assholes out there that'll argue like, oh well, see that's what's great about psychopathy. It's like you can just do
Yeah, you can ignore that. You suppress that,
and get
and
yourself
then you're able to
killed.
punch somebody in the face.
Yeah, and then get yourself killed, like, and so it's a whole mixed bag over like, you know some psychopaths fucking survived the caveman days, and then other people found, with other people with empathy, like survived through cooperation, and that's how we all are here today. I don't know how to begin to define objectively what is better than what in history, because obviously that's what got us here. But I know that moving forward in a world where we have things like nuclear weapons,